Imagine manifesting $1 billion just by using the power of your mind. Does it sound crazy? Well, Taylor Swift may have cracked the code with something very close to what we call the law of attraction. I recently had someone ask me, "Do you think Taylor Swift uses the law of attraction?" And I have to admit that I didn't know the answer at first. Sure, I admire his success, like anyone else, but I hadn't really dug into how he achieved such remarkable heights. So, I went down a rabbit hole to discover their methods, and what I found was fascinating. It turns out that Taylor has a clear 3-step formula for manifesting her massive success, one that's helped her not only break records, but potentially head toward $1 billion net worth. The first clue I found was from a blog post written by someone who went to elementary school with Taylor. They weren't close friends, but they sat next to each other in class, and this girl remembers Taylor sharing her dreams from the beginning. At just 9 years old, Taylor declared that she wanted to be a famous country singer, a dream that many of her classmates found too big or even ridiculous. Imagine being that girl sitting next to Taylor, listening to her boldly announce her dreams while others mocked her, only to watch her become a multi-millionaire country music sensation 20 years later. How did that happen? The secret lies in Taylor's first step, becoming unrealistic. As a child, while everyone else was learning to conform to society's realistic limitations, Taylor refused. She believed that just because she couldn't see her dream yet, didn't mean it was impossible. This mentality is crucial because the only limits that exist are the ones we impose on ourselves. Taylor said it perfectly. The only person who can limit your possibilities is you. By being completely unrealistic and ignoring what others thought, she unlocked the first step towards success, damaging beyond the limitations of what seems possible. The second part of Taylor's formula is to think from the end. In a recent interview, he talked about how his life turned out better than he ever imagined. She dreamed of a day when people knew her songs without needing an introduction, and that's exactly what happened. She could vividly imagine fans walking towards her, already singing the words to her songs, numbers that had yet to be released. I could hear their voices, see their faces, and feel their excitement as if it were already happening. This is the core of thinking from the end, which lives in the feeling of your success before it actually materializes. Modern neuroscience also supports this. Studies have shown that this type of visualization, imagining living the life of your dreams, can literally change your brain and make your goals more attainable. Taylor Swift did it, and you can too. Imagine this. One group of people were asked to play a piano sequence every day, while another group was not allowed to physically play, but instead, they visualized themselves playing that same sequence in their minds. Meanwhile, a third group did nothing at all. Neuroscientists used advanced brain imaging technology to study the results, and what they discovered was incredible. The group that only visualized playing the piano triggered the same brain areas as the group that actually played the piano. This groundbreaking experiment demonstrated that the mind does not distinguish between reality and vividly imagined experiences. The images in your mind are as real to your brain as physically doing the task. It's even more fascinating when you consider real-life success stories like Taylor Swift's. When she was a struggling artist, she would regularly visualize herself performing at the Grammys. Taylor Swift did it. You can too. Imagine this. One group of people were asked to play a piano sequence every day, while another group was not allowed to physically play, but instead, they visualized themselves playing that same sequence in their minds. Meanwhile, a third group did nothing at all. Neuroscientists used advanced brain imaging technology to study the results, and what they discovered was incredible. The group that only visualized playing the piano triggered the same brain areas as the group that actually played the piano. This groundbreaking experiment demonstrated that the mind does not distinguish between reality and vividly imagined experiences. The images in your mind are as real to your brain as physically doing the task. It's even more fascinating when you consider real-life success stories like Taylor Swift's. When she was a struggling artist, she would regularly visualize herself performing at the Grammys. Fast forward to today, and not only has he performed there several times, but he has also won some of the Grammys in history. His success was not just hard work, but seeing his future success in his mind before it became his reality. Visualization works because it takes advantage of the brain's incredible ability to convert mental images into physical results. It's not just about seeing the future. It's about feeling the emotions of that future, living in it as if it were happening right now. The key is to imagine yourself already living that reality. And when you do, your brain begins to believe that it is real. One technique I use for this is called the record player technique. Here's how it works. I choose a specific goal, something I really want to manifest. For example, I could imagine that my YouTube channel goes viral. I visualize myself sitting at the computer, shaking the mouse, and watching my subscriber count grow from 5,000 to hundreds of thousands. Then, like a record player, I play that vision over and over again in my mind. Taylor did something similar by imagining herself on stage at the Grammys, imagining the crowd, the lights, the recognition. This technique trains your subconscious mind to believe in the possibility of your dreams. By repeating that mental fragment of the future reality, you are rewiring your brain to make it seem like the success you imagine has already happened. But here's the real magic. You have to live as if you've already done it. When you ask yourself, how would I feel if I were already the person I want to be? You are participating in the manifestation process. The more clearly you can define what you want, and the more vividly you can imagine that reality, the more powerfully you align with your goals. Look at Taylor Swift. She left no room for uncertainty. She set incredibly clear goals, like I'm going to headline a national tour or I'm going to win a Grammy. These were not vague dreams. They were precise and unwavering intentions. As he scored one goal, he replaced it with another, always moving forward with laser focus. So how clear are your goals? Are you willing to say exactly what you want to the universe without hesitation or hesitation? When you can define your desires with that kind of clarity, the universe has no choice but to respond. Like Taylor, you can manifest the life you want by seeing it, feeling it, and believing it is already yours. Imagine you are standing at the beginning of a dream that seems almost too big to believe, but is completely within your reach. Bob Proctor, one of the greatest minds when it comes to goal setting and achievement, once said that there are 3 types of goals we can set in our lives. The first, a type A goal, is the one you already know how to achieve. Maybe it's to maintain your current level of success, like making $330,000 a year, because you've done it before and you're just aiming for the same thing again. It's safe, it's predictable, and while it's okay to have these types of goals, they don't challenge you to grow or tap into your true potential. Then there is the type B goal, a step up, where your goal is to stretch a little further. Let's say you earn $30,000 a year and you set a goal to earn $35,000. It's possible, within reach, and you can probably achieve it with a little more effort, like adjusting your routine or making some minor adjustments. Again, it's rational. But here's the catch. There's no magic in that. There is no real emotion. You're just playing it safe. And then there's the type C lens. This is the game changer. This is what I call a T-Swift goal. The kind of goal that when you write it down, you have no idea how you'll achieve it. It's bigger than anything you've ever thought possible. For example, imagine you want to become a billionaire or a country music star, even though you're starting from scratch. Or maybe your type C goal is something like retiring your parents, buying your dream home, or making $500,000 a year, even though you currently make a fraction of that. A Type C goal is one that makes people raise their eyebrows and gossip behind their backs. They might say it's too unrealistic. But here's the magic. It's in the impossible. We're someone like Taylor Swift. Some people don't like it, but his journey is proof that the extraordinary is possible. She went from a small-town girl to making billions of music. And while some people may feel jealous or think her success isn't fair, it's because they haven't tapped into the magic of setting C goals. Take action now, and let's make those impossible goals a reality. If this post resonates with you, please share it, hit the like button, and subscribe so we can keep the momentum going. The life of your dreams is closer than you think, I believe, and it will come. Take action now, and let's make those impossible goals a reality. If this post resonates with you, please share it, hit the like button, and subscribe so we can keep the momentum going. The life of your dreams is closer than you think, I believe, and it will come.